to another Lead In with Lorne, and I want to just challenge you on something today. Imagine that your organization got rid of every single person who was considered a boss in your organization. Gone for 1 month. What would happen? Would the place fall apart? Would leaders, natural leaders from leading from where they are, would they step in? Would they start to organize themselves to go and get stuff done? Really, you got rid of every single person that had anybody reporting to them. Boy, that would save your company and companies a lot of money. Maybe just had one boss at the very top, unbossed everybody else. And now let's say you just did that for a month and you came back after and said, look, and let's say it represents, like it often does, about 15 to 20% of your company. So now you had all those 15 to 20% of your company or your organization sitting on the sidelines, sitting for a month, getting paid, but just sitting and watching. Now they had to come in and add value to the organization. What would they do? What would you do? Like, what if everybody said, hey, stay over there. We're doing just fine. You know, we'll call you when we need you. What would happen? Like, do you really think the place would fall apart, honestly? You think you're that important? You know, I really wonder. But then what if you did come back in a completely different way? What if you came back with the sole purpose of to do nothing but help? That's it. All you could do was for 6 months, and I'm trying to be a bit provocative here, of course. All you could do was to say, how can I help you? That's it. How can I help you? No other thing was possible. How could I help you? I wonder what would happen. So I'm trying to be very provocative here because, you know, a lot of times we start to think about how indispensable we are in these leadership positions where we are so directive. I want you to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to create these. We're going to create these objectives. I'm going to guide you and I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to go. And often what happens, I think, is that we miss the opportunity of helping people really coalesce to come together to have better conversations around how do we get this thing done? What do we do? Which of us and how do we do it together? And so you start to rely on the leader to be more directive, but the leader kind of soaks in that aura of authority, even if, you know, you kind of got this nice style about you that makes you look like you're really kind of a servant leader, but really you're not. Really you're not. Just kind of doing it the same old way that your boss did it to you. Maybe with a little bit more elegance and a little bit more respect and a little bit more, a little swabber, if there is such a word. But so where I'm going with this is that I think there has to be a complete reshift, a reconstruction of everybody being in a leadership kind of a role, and certain roles really at where they have historically been more, quote, management oriented, really being a giant kind of road obstacle removers and carriers of food and water and all those metaphorical things to really help the team flourish. Sometime, yes, facilitating some clarity, sometime facilitating some you know, greater connection to purpose when people lose their way a little bit, but much more directive. So one-on-ones, for example, would change dramatically. They would go to, how can I help you? One-on-ones, not what can you tell me? Not what you're doing for me as the leader. What am I doing for you? What am I doing for you? And I wonder if the purpose of the organization was clear, if by and large the values were well stated, if the large themes and directions were quite clearly articulated, and if people were invited to coalesce to go make that happen whatever way they want, and leaders were there to kind of to help get things out of the way, to clear the road, I'm wondering how much things might accelerate in the best possible way. Just something to think about. I think there's an emerging conversation about as we move to this next stage of organizations around unbossing. I think it's more than just a cute little phrase. I think there's something deeply important to it. Unboss yourself, unboss your organization. Think about how you might do it. Have fun thinking about it, and enjoy the week. Join us on our socials. Hang out with us. Create the conversation. Create the movement to help people flourish, organizations thrive, and for organizations just to be great. Thanks. Bye for now.